one day, you might see me in a whole new way. One day, but still a seated on the same OJ. One day, you might. Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. Hey, real fast. Listen, we have to become accustomed, right? Accustomed to owning the good and the bad in our life. We have to become accustomed of owning the good and the bad. You can't just own the good. You know what? In life, we all go through a bunch of crap. Alright, but you gotta own that shit. You gotta own that shit too. You have to take accountability. And you have to own it. No making excuses. No being in denial and all that other shit. You gotta own that shit. You gotta own it not only for yourself, but you gotta own it to move forward. You need to own it for yourself so you can learn to move past it. Because if you just stay in denial, all it make you do is look like somebody that ain't learned shit, that ain't growing, and a bunch of other shit. You just not taking any accountability for anything. That's how you look. You still look like a child when you do that. So you need to own the good and the bad. You can't just own the good and then say the bad wasn't you when it was clearly you. You can't do that. And people are more interested in that part of the process too. When you watch a movie and you see the whole sequence of the movie, that lets you know that's how you want to see it, so you can know what led up to these actions and how one overcame it. But if you just tell the good side of it, it's gonna make for a shitty movie, because we don't even know how you got the good shit, how you even ended up in the good part of it. Like, okay, how did all that good shit happen to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to see the full sequence of it. When you sat and watched Scarface, they had you got to see the full evolution of Scarface. You got to see when he was just a foreigner that came in on a banana boat, or however, when Fidel sent them and all those other scoundrels and whatever else, the scum or whatever he called it of Cuba on that boat, he was nothing. When he was in that camp, he was nothing. He was nothing. When he was working in that kitchen, sweating, making them Cuban sandwiches, he was nothing. Now imagine it didn't go from that part, where they didn't show none of that, and they just showed him just be Scarface with all the money and shit. The movie gonna suck. It's gonna be like, yo, they not gonna tell us how he got all of that. You're gonna be mad as hell. But you want to see every sequence, even when he, you know what I'm saying, from when he first got in the game, when he was working under Frank. You're gonna want to see that. You're gonna want to see how he took over. You're gonna want to see that whole sequence and all of that, how he got the relationship with Sosa and all of that. You're gonna want to see the build up of how he became successful. You're not just gonna want to see when he was just successful. So in life, listen, it's the same. You gotta tell your story of when you was nothing, when you was down bad. You gotta let that adversity part play on. You gotta let it play, and you gotta own it. When you went through all of that shit, the good and the bad, you can't just skip parts and just don't take no ownership of the bad shit that you done and been through. Hell, people want to know that shit because people going through that shit. We all start there, so why would you not own that? So people can see how far you came. So people can see how far you came. Listen, that's the most important part of the story, not just the success, not just the finish line. People want to know how you got there. People want to know where you started. People want to know what you went through to get out of that jam, because so many of us are in that jam or been there. So people want to see that. People want to see that. You know, so you gotta own that. You gotta own that side too, the good and the bad. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you don't want to relive it, you still gotta own it. You still gotta own it. That's just life. But to not take any accountability for your actions and try to erase that past, that's very irresponsible, and that's not real. That's not real at all. That's not real at all. I can't sit here and just, you know what I mean? Just not tell, jump on YouTube and not tell what I've been through, not tell nothing about my journey that I'm presently on, or even before that. I don't want to see you just somebody, I just be a random on here. I mean, yeah, I'm probably still a random on here. You know, it's a lot of motherfuckers on here, but still, y'all get what I'm saying. You know, I'd rather tell my story. I'd rather have my origin story told. I'd rather have my origin story told. So y'all could get insight and y'all can see where I'm starting, because there's a lot of people starting where I'm at too. So why not tell that story? So understand, man, it's just a quick message, man. Own the good and the bad. Own the good and the bad, man. People, listen, and we all go through adversity. We all go through adversity. It's what make us us. That's what make us strong. That's what make us who we are. Don't leave that part out. Don't leave that part out. That's fake. Just to skip past that. That's bogus. That's not real. That's not telling your full story. And who don't want to tell their full story? No matter how bad it hurts. Guess what? This is me. This is the origins of me. Take it or leave it. You don't have to listen. Go watch somebody else. Go watch somebody else, because this is my story and I'm gonna tell it. All right? So listen, own the good and the bad. People want to hear that. People want to hear that. All right? My name Sinn, the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace. Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here to do my job, yeah, that's all day. What I do ain't a facade, this is all J. Hustle hard, yeah, that's all day. I'ma keep putting in work, yeah, that's all day. I'm in here.